Okay. Well, unlucky. Yeah. But I have no viewers. Hmm. All right. Well, unlucky, my friends. You know what I'm going to do here? All right. Give me a moment. Yeah. That was a Yahoo issue. So there we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take 5 minutes. So I'm going to let people know here. Going to take five. Okay, so you there and able to hear it. Good. At least we have somebody able to hear it. Yeah. So that was a Yahoo issue, actually. So or Yahoo, Google issue, Yahoo. Uh, yes, yes, we are taking five for whatever you wish to take five for. That may be a bong hit. That may be something else. But yeah, BRB. All right. It's we are back. Okay. Technical issues. It was quite the hoof GP and a bull's what? Ew. That's ew. What are you talking about? That's ew. Gail. That's not Saturday morning. That's yeah. Ooh. That's rough. Yeah, that's not where my videos go to. Wow. I'm not sure what to say at this point. Oh my. Okay. We'll wait for Caddy to come back and then we will engage this boss here. Okay. Usually mine go to cooking videos. That's all I got to tell you. He's a hoof trimmer with over 1 million hits this month. It's strangely, one of the things I love most about YouTube is exactly that kind of stuff. You'll find like interesting stuff that you may never do, but watching other people do it can be really interesting. There's a couple of things I watch like that. One is dice making. There's a whole subculture of people who make dice for like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that. They make homemade dice. And some of these people make the most amazing dice. And I haven't played Dungeons and Dragons since I was 15 years old. And I have no use for any of this, but I love watching them make these dice. The other thing that I watch a lot of is actually, whatchamacallits. I watch a lot of minifigure painting for role-playing games and stuff like that. I will never paint a mini, again in my life. I just don't possess the manual dexterity required anymore. But holy crap, do I love watching these guys do this. Oh, check us burn this dude. This is nice. All right. Oops, I didn't get my alacrity there. So try and keep this up. It is pretty much permit at this point, though. So I will take my wins where I can get them. And I'll show you the build afterwards. But this is permitting the alacrity nicely, isn't it? This is crazy. Oops, I got a question about your video. I'll take a look in a second. As soon as this thing is dead, I will absolutely take a look at your question. Give me a couple of quick moments. So what is our video, our damage like? Well, it is Caddy pretty much. Holy smokes. It's 16, 17 on a bounty without quickness. Look at you. That's just nutty. That is just nutty steaks. Okay, hey, that was really cool, guys. That was pretty nice. Other than the fact that we did half Caddy's damage. Holy smokes. Let's go. Okay, question about the green screen hits. What's the sound for it? When the green screen hits, what's the sound for it? Oh, the green screen that says, the warning screen. Is that what you're talking about? Because if that's what you're talking about, it kind of depends on when the video was made, but it's actually part of the music. Yeah, the one. Yeah. So basically, it's not a sound effect. That is actually from the soundtrack to the video that announced the Icebrood saga. So I will get. It's called Eagle Flight. Sorry, my bad. So the sound. It's on. Sorry, my bad. I got too many things trying to go on. Let me just pump a few buttons here, get where I need to be, get that alacrity up permit, and then I will go on. Okay, so Icebrood Saga soundtrack, Eagle Flight. It is the exact part of the music that is before those drums and everything else hits. Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, just search Eagle Flight. Now, the thing about Eagle Flight is there's like I want to say 7 different versions of it, little variants that they put up. So I think that's from the 7th variant. And that's how nerdy I get about video game music. As Caddy will attest, I'm a big video game music nerd. Um, Part of the reason I enjoy the Guild Wars 2 franchise or the Guild Wars franchise so much is I absolutely feel it has some of the best music in all of video games. But yeah, that is what I got it already. Fantastic. Yeah, so you'll hear that little kind of whistling sound effect, that whistling tone or whatever it is going into it. Yeah, that's the one. The other interesting variant of that one is called Ox Spirit, and Ox Spirit is pretty much just a 3.5 minute hard drum roll, hard part of the drums off that, and let's not do the Seize Claw thing again. Let us go and do let's go and do somewhere else. Let's go work this board over here. Oh, don't say that, FFN. I tell you what, I'm not a really big Final Fantasy fan. I gotta qualify that. I'm a very large fan of the old console games, and when I say the old console games, I'm talking about like the Super NES and PlayStation 1 Final Fantasy games, which I felt were absolutely just incredible video games for their day. But I was not a fan of Final Fantasy 14. And I'm not afraid to say it, and I will take my lumps. I know that there are some people who will not be happy to hear me say that, but wow, not a fan of that game in the least. I don't think that an 80-hour grind or a 40-hour grind to get to the good stuff is acceptable. Like, I enjoyed the combat in Guild Wars 2, like hour 2. I was enjoying playing this game, right? But the combat and everything in Final Fantasy doesn't actually get engaging until, way further on. And I'm not willing to do that. And I'm not willing to read all that text. I don't care how good people want to tell me the story is. I can't read all that text. It's the reason I can't play a lot of City of Heroes anymore. I can't. It's just not something I can do. Yeah, I got bored after 2 hours. Yeah. The GCD is exactly what it did it to me. Absolutely, Celia. The GCD. I was like, in current year? Are you kidding me? Now, I understand why they needed the GCD. The GCD's original purpose, and I understand it gets better as you go on. And I didn't go super far, but the GCD's real purpose is to accommodate people on controllers, right? Which is all well and good, but yeah, no, I just won't. I just won't. In my early teenage years, I was a huge fan of Final Fantasy, but I grew out of it in the PS2 area. They hardly mess with the music. And it's funny because to me, the music in the Final Fantasy series was best on 16-bit. I enjoyed the 16-bit music from the Final Fantasy series way more than I enjoyed anything afterwards. There was some okay stuff in 7 and 8, I want to say, but it really started to lose me. And when I think about like really good video game soundtracks, when I think about soundtracks on the level of Guild Wars 1, Eye of the North, or Skyrim, when I think about like The Witcher 3, or let's grab this guy. When I think about the Witcher 3 or any of the Assassin's Creed games, which I feel have really amazing music in them, I can't really put the Final Fantasy series on that level. Yeah, it gets better with Endwalker. Yeah, hundreds of hours. I just can't. I can't do it. Yeah, FF6 had some just. It was one of those things where you've got such low fidelity on it because it's all MIDI files basically, and yet they created these just amazing pieces of music. There was nothing better ever done in 16-bit for sure, for sure. And it's the only time where I really go back to that series and say, "Oh, well, I love that movie." There's music. There's a couple of sequences in 7 where I do like that battle music in 7 is music I will always remember, kind of thing. And the Genova stuff was really strong, but other than that, it's just not a series that I personally went to the music to really define it. That's just me being a snob, though. I'm a bit of a soundtrack snob, which is strange, I know, but that is just how I roll. So where are we here? We are. The problem with the bounties on this map is they're always just so far out of the way. It's just absolutely crazy. I'm going to see if I have some better food. I'm going to try taking some Condi food here and see what happens, if I can still maintain the boons and run some Condi here. So give me 2 quick seconds. And we will try this. Okay. Onwards. Popping personal waypoint. See, that's the big brain play right there. Big wrinkly brain on that one. Okay, wow, that is not going to be annoying or anything. Ooh-wee. I think we lost Caddy. There she is. But I'm dead. Brutal. I will, there we go. Okay, let's try and play this for real here, and I'll catch up with chat. So I am running this Tempest in Ritualist's gear. I think it's time for me to grind the Rolling Beetle and the Sky Scale. Highly recommend both. Roller Beetle, mainly, I'm going to just be clear. I recommend the Roller Beetle for fun factor. The Roller Beetle is not the most useful mount in the world. I get on my Roller Beetle only a little more than my Springer, to be honest with you. But in terms of fun factor, Roller Beetle is pretty high on that list. And the Roller Beetle races in Corteria and stuff like that are an example to me of probably the best mini game in any MMO ever. You've got a wide variety of kind of side games in MMOs, and I'm just not sure that there's a better one than Beetle Racing in Guild Wars 2. It's pretty insanely great. The Sky Scale, yeah, I mean, that's the mount after you get it. It just does too much. It's just such movement power creep. What do you call it? Mobility creep, I guess, is the best way to put it. I will catch your question in a second here. Bear with me as I go in here. I have a question. Why does ArenaNet love Guardians so much? I don't know. I mean, okay. We say ANET loves Guardian, I'm not sure that that's completely true. I don't think Dragon Hunter is overpowered. I don't think that I don't think Willbender is overpowered in PvE. I think that Firebrand is certainly overpowered. I mean, there's no question about it. Um, but I don't see a problem with Dragon Hunter, and I don't see a problem with with sorry, I keep choking on it, Willbender. I think though Willbender specifically, I think is actually in a pretty good place. I think Willbender is fun, and it's not completely ridiculously overpowered and stuff. And I mean, maybe ANET's goal is every expansion to give, one class some ridiculously overpowered spec. And this spec, NG got it with Mechanist. But I don't think the rest of Guardian is too out of whack, to be honest with you. I mean, you can play Core Guardian and still have fun with it, which is good, but you can still play Core Rev and have fun with it. You know what I mean? So I don't think they're totally, I don't think they're totally out of whack on it, though. Firebrand has just been an outlier for so long. No, this dude is having his way with us. This is awful. There you go. I got you. Clutch. All right. Well, this is what happens when we all play DPS, or these weird DPS hybrids that I keep creating. I'll go over the build for you guys here in a moment. I keep promising to do so, and yet I keep not doing so. No problem, Amy. Thank you for joining the stream. Glad to have you along on our Saturday morning fun times. Let's go get our peepo up here. There we go. Skyscale is the game equivalent of helicopter utility. I think it's much more than helicopter utility. I mean, the Skyscale really renders every other mount only slightly better at one thing, I guess is the best way to put it. Like the only thing you can do on a Jackal is the whatchamacallit, is the sand portals. The bunny just jumps faster. It doesn't go any higher, kind of thing. It's just, I don't know, it's so ridiculously overpowered. Yes, you need to get your sky scale. Getting your sky scale is absolutely essential. You know what I love about bounties is 3 years later, you can still just be randomly doing these out in the desert, and people will oops, that guy's full dead. People will totally jump in and do them with you just for the sake of a good boss fight. I think that bounties were the kind of thing that I think was probably missing from End of Dragons. Well, there was a few things missing from End of Dragons, but there was some good things. But really, this bounty system was like one of my favorite things when Path of Fire launched. It was that quick kind of pickup fun that this game sometimes misses at endgame. So there you go. You could always just put on a tag and do a legendary bounty run, and the next thing you knew, you'd have 50 people on you. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy how they managed that. Let us go to Hia, and then I will, as promised, go over the building gear. For those of you who have joined, thank you very much for spending your Saturday morning with us here. So popping it up. I'm running Ritualist's gear with Elementalist runes. And I am running a Bursting and Smoldering sigil here for the damage. I am, however, running exotic, trinkets for the ritualist, just because the ritualist is such a pain to get. So you can go to the trading post and do these. Of course, someone we know doesn't know this pain anymore. But there it is. Yeah, so I'm running ritualist gear on that. Is the support helping, or do you want me to go back to pure DPS? Play whatever's fun. Play whatever's fun. I think that if you want to play some deeps, we can just go glass cannon on this and see how we do. But no, do whatever you do, whatever you like. Really. Hi, should I get Ascended Trinkets? I am new. Yes, absolutely, you should get Ascended Trinkets. When you get to the end game, you should get exotic armor. You should get ascended trinkets and an ascended weapon, at least your main ascended weapon. But there is a guide. I can't really link things at this point. On my channel. Absolutely cool. So there is a guide on my channel that is about how to get these stat selectable ascended trinkets. I highly recommend you get into that, because I just don't think that there's a better investment in your time at that point. So yeah, exotic armor. If your class can take one of the weapons that the Khalidbal collection can do, then go and do the Khalidbal collection for your first ascended weapon, or do the Desert Bounty collections for your ascended weapons. But there's no other after that better way to spend your time and effort than to go ahead and get those ascended trinkets. Because they're super easy to get these days. This is part of it. One of the things that's easy about getting those is you can go through the return to achievements if you haven't done them yet. So going and doing season 2, season 3, and Icebrute Saga again, and you get a lot of really good rewards from that, including some map currencies that you can use to buy ascended trinkets. So there's that. You actually get an ascended trinket at the end, and then there's a legendary trinket you can get out of that. Highly recommend you do that, because if you go back and do all that content at the same time, you're also going to get a lot of map currencies that you can use to buy those trinkets. It's pretty outrageous. If that is not what you think the best... does this say veteran champion? I just realized that. This thing says veteran champion. I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep going off on little tangents, but it's a veteran champion, you guys. Oops. Oh, I gave up the body. That's okay. J-Bot has my ass right here. Go J-Bot. Okay. Now, can I get Caddy up? Here we go. Are you dead? No, you're still alive. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get you up. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. All right, we're going to do this. We're going to beat this veteran champion. No, we're not. No, we are not going to beat this veteran champion. Oh, with the clutch rally. What's going on, guys? What's going on? No, Caddy's full dead. All right, now I'm dead. Okay. Gonna catch up with chat here. Sorry, guys. I kind of got into that for a moment. That was funny. I see. Thanks for the info. Yeah, ascended trinkets. I mean, buy with laurels. No, do not buy them with laurels. Absolutely do not buy your ascended trinkets with laurels. And really, it's just one of the biggest sucker moves in the game. With your laurels, go ahead and use those for the crafting bags. So it's like the large or heavy crafting bags will be your best return on those. Oh, we got to get there quick. Oh, she's back up. So yeah, the crafting bags are the best thing. You're giving up a lot. Oh, you're giving up a lot of gold spending your laurels on that. So I would hate to recommend you go and do that. And there we go. We got it, gang. We'll do it. I believe we'll beat the veteran champion. That is one dead veteran champion. There we go. Else, yeah. So yeah, if you here's the better thing. If you want to get some of those core rings, which is all you're going to get for laurels, right? Like you're only going to get core stats off those laurels. Your better choice, if all you want are the core stat trinkets, is to do guild missions, is to go and do your guild missions. It's those guild commendations coming in, like get involved in a large guild that does guild missions on a regular basis, and I think that you can get those pretty quick that way, and it's like highly social, particularly if you're new. So that's if you're running like things like Rampagers or Berserkers or things like that. So things that aren't Heart of Thorns or End of Dragons or Path of Fire stats. So that's kind of my big recommend on that. If what you are looking for is the core stats, join a guild, pick up a couple of rings that way. It's pretty cheap. If, however, you think your only way to get those trinkets is via your laurels, do it in World versus World. I think it's a fair bit cheaper there. I think it's like half the price. So as long as you have like the medals of honor or the whatever the grindy grinder currency is. Yeah, Gail's right. If you're at the point where if you're at the point of the game where you are doing your, is this up or down? This dude's gonna be down. Where is he? Where's Champion Morg? There he is. Okay. Oh, this poor dude was just this poor dude was just smacking on some giants, probably just trying to get Giant Slayer in here, and the next thing you know, we spawn this legendary bounty on this poor guy. I feel awful about that. That's terrible. Poor guy. Guild missions I actually think are a really good way to get some of your first ascended trinkets. I think that, oh, did this guy get stuck in? This guy still gets stuck in the ground. And it's highly social. It's a good way to like meet some people and kind of learn about the game. I know that, some people say, well, I don't want to get involved in a guild or whatever. And that's absolutely possible. And, if that's your thing, then so be it. But I think there's a lot of value just to joining a casual guild, like a bigger one that kind of like does those missions every Sunday night or something. You can get trinkets, selectable stats in Bloodstone Fen and Bitterfrost. Yes, and the Bloodstone Fen ones are absolutely the highest value. The Bloodstone Fen ones, you can stat reset. And that is huge value. Like, you can go for 100 Unbound Magic whenever you want and just reset the stats on those. And that, I can't express to you what kind of value that is, to be honest with you. It's how I powered the channel without legendaries, is those Bloodstone Fen trinkets. Yeah, exactly. Buck is absolutely on it. Season 3 has a lot of them. Season 3 and Season 4. And in fact, there's a couple of trinkets in Icebreed Saga on the Bjorn Marches map that are actually the easiest to get ascended trinkets in the game currently. Wow, this bug is awful. And there we go. Yeah, we won't be coming back here. Yeah. No. Bug out. Okay, well, I will come over here since people are here. Maybe we can stay alive. Icebrood Saga has on the Bureau Marches map, a amulet that is so cheap it is technically disposable. To be honest with you, it's you do this achievement and then you can buy these things for karma and as many of the little ice grinders that you get in Bureau Marches that you can pick up in like 20 minutes. It's really that cheap. It's really that cheap and simple. This is painful. Yeah, no. This bug is just awful. And yes, this is an asshole of the desert. Ice thingies are so easy to get to. Yeah, Ronnie is right. Not just on the map, but you can get the Eternal Ice in whatchamacallit. So yeah, let's get out of here. Let's bug out of here. We are leaving this joint. This has been awful. The hunger code one, yeah, is the amulet. Yeah, Adam is right. Like, you can literally earn that amulet in less than a half hour. So, and again, that's another way that I kind of powered all the builds and stuff on this channel was that amulet. The other one that you get, which is an accessory, is likewise the same price. So you do that and, an hour of Dragonfall, some Bloodstone Fen, and you've really got everything you need. So, those are a couple of the things I would think about if I was getting my Ascended trinkets for the first time. The reality is that laurels can be, particularly for a new player, such an important part of your income. Your income. Finding celestial trinkets is rough. Well, the celestial trinkets is the trinkets is easier than like the armor. So again, with the celestial stuff, it's all about stat selectable options. It's all about leveraging things like stat selectable armor boxes and stuff like that. Like if you're just putting it in exotic for the armor or things like that. And Celestial's actually a lot cheaper than it was like last year at this time, right? So it's not as bad as all that. It's still not, still not like Gearing and Berserkers, but I think that's kind of the point. I think the cost is largely a function of ANET's version of gear progression, to be honest with you guys. Let's try this. No, that's the same one. I should have been ranged for that one. Ranged support for Mechanist is just such a weird little beast. Let's do Doric the Wanderer. Some stats like Viper are hard to get, so the trinkets really help a lot. Yeah, Ronnie, right on with that. Some stats like Vipers are absolutely, particularly when you're first starting out. And this is one of those points where, this game goes out of its way to push you so far away from the newbie experience that when somebody who's been playing the game for less than a year comes at you with these questions, you're like, oh, I've forgotten what it was like. But yeah, getting Viper's gear is awful when you're first starting out. If you're not using like a lot of stat selectable armor boxes, you can't go wrong with Celestial on any build. Well, you can. I'm not sure Celestial Deadeye is a good idea, but then I'm not sure any Deadeye is a good idea. What else would not work in Selly? Oh, Gale. You are bringing back like the worst memory. I did Trailblazers back when Maguma lilies were 3.5 gold a piece, and I from scratch built an entire set of Trailblazers armor just for World versus World, and it took me 2 months when I first started. It took me 2 months to make that gear. It was so painful, so painful. Um, just gonna catch up with chat. Oh yeah, no, a lot of builds are absolutely perfect in celestial gear. It's just there's a few that I don't think like I don't think Celestial Dragon Hunter works. I think Dragon Hunter absolutely has to be played in power gear. There's a few, like, you know, the list is small. I will admit the list is very small, but I wouldn't play Celestial Daredevil. Uh, Going on, Scourge with Celestial. Oh yeah, no, Scourge with Celestial is okay in World versus World, but I wouldn't recommend it. How is Ritualists holding up compared to Celestial and Trailblazers on Ellie? Um, it's interesting. It's interesting in that really, as long as you are on top of your rotation, you have a decent amount of damage. It's not. If you're watching Arc up on your screen right now, you know I'm not. I'm barely keeping my mind on several things at the same time. So I'm not exactly, try-harding this. But when I have been try-harding this, I'm getting comparable damage to... I guess a good example would be to Condi Rev in terms of its damage. Like, Condi Rev is good damage. It's not absolutely out of control damage, right? Like, it's good damage and it does a bunch of other utilities. The problem is maintaining the alacrity, obviously. So is this gear good? Yeah. Is it as durable as like a Trailblazers build? No, not nearly as durable. In fact, it would probably be better, if you're looking for durability, to play it in like Dire or something like that. Is it as entertaining to play as a Celestial build? No, but I haven't tried this build yet in Celestial. I wanted to try it first in this Ritualist gear just because I was feeling frisky, to be honest with you. That is the only reason. So I am going to try this specific build out to permitting the alacrity and running it in Selly and seeing if it is better. But, if you wanted a durable damage dealer and you weren't worried about alacrity, then yeah, you want to run it in Trailblazers. Absolutely. Necros seem to thrive on their Perfect in Viper. Absolutely, Ronnie. With the exception probably of Reaper, which is best played in Berserkers or Valkyrie or something like that. The days of us playing a Viper's Reaper, which actually was a thing at one point. Right before Path of Fire, you would run Reaper as Condi because Chill was a damaging condition and Epidemic was still severely busted. So you'd run Reaper in Viper's gear with Parasitic Contagion. And it was the most OP thing in the universe. It was absolutely ridiculous. I hear you. I was a diehard power build, but I really love Viper on some of them. I am actually probably play more Condi builds than power. Oops. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. If y'all, there we go. Beautiful. Thank you. I play a lot more Condi builds than Power, and the reason being is because Condi builds are just a little more flexible in terms of the build craft. They aren't always as easy to play as Power builds. Power builds tend to be a little, and that's generalizing. That isn't absolutely completely true either, to be honest with you. But I find that Power builds tend to be a little bit more straightforward to play. And sometimes I just want a little bit of the complexity that comes with it. But the more to the point, it takes 2 stats to max out your damage on a Condi build. It takes 3 to max out your damage on a Power build. So if you're only using 2 stats to max out your damage, then you have the room to play with other things. And so, like, that's the problem with Power builds, as far as I'm concerned. Reaper will always be, yeah. No, the frisky builds is something we definitely need to do. Reaper will always be Power for me. If I had never played the old Chillmancer Condi Reaper, I would agree, but that was absolutely. Is somebody? Sure, join if you like. So yeah, I mean, power versus Condi is I play some Power builds I really enjoy. I really enjoy Fresh Air on Ellie on just about. Oh, we've already done most of these. Let's move on to the next one. I really enjoy Power on like Fresh Air Tempest and stuff like that. But the problem is you don't get the you can't invest into sustain like you can with a Condi build, and just feels a little limiting to go with Power sometimes. That's that's balance, I guess. Terror of the Sands. Man, I don't remember any of these, but I have done all of them. Let's go with the Awakened Stray because it's close. I'm no good at fractals or raids, so I can get away with not playing Condi, but I like keeping track of what Condi needs of me. Elseworlds, I'm going to piggyback something on that statement that I want to put out in front of you guys. So if you guys know me, I don't raid a lot. And by a lot, I mean, before a couple of weeks ago, I had like 12 LI. Like, just not something I was doing, and for a number of reasons, and no negative reasons, just my gameplay loop and the way I wanted to approach the end game content and stuff like that. I just never got into them. And the ones that I did do, I really enjoyed. You guys, if you get a chance to play out with this emboldened stuff, go and do it. What happened? Oh, there he is. Oh, I see. He's jumping in. If you get a chance to go into like one of these emboldened raids, go and do it. It's not like, guaranteed win. You still have to work the mechanics. But it certainly makes things a lot more pug and I hate using this word, but casual friendly. I really hate using that word, but it exactly does kind of fit on this. And I want to just put that out there to you guys. If you've never tried it, don't be super afraid to. Don't be super afraid to. I've really kind of been deeply, deeply enjoying this emboldened thing, and just how it lets people kind of participate in this content who may not have felt like they could do it before. Because all things aside, that is some quality ass content that I think everybody should get a chance to kind of enjoy. It is really high quality content, and I don't just mean from an encounter design point of view. I mean from story and environment and everything. It's just really good stuff. I'll catch up with chat here in a second. Let us hit the waypoint, and then I will absolutely catch up with chat here. Catching up. Yes, my food is absolutely running out. It is running out. Are you still considering rifle mech? I have a rifle mech video half done. Buck, I showed the intro to it at the beginning of the show, so you can go back and watch the VOD. I've actually completed the intro to it. Most everything is done. The only reason that video didn't get up this week was, as I was explaining, I redid the title sequence for all the build videos. I redid all the lower thirds for the build videos, because part of my whole process on making this YouTube content has been, learning how to actually make the videos and stuff like that, and making those lower thirds and those title sequences and stuff like that in the program that I'm using is really difficult. So I'm really kind of pushing it ahead on that. So it is absolutely something I am not only considering, but should have in your hands over the next few days. Yes, my food is running out. Let me get a little bit of food going here. I'll figure that out in a moment. Wait, what is this emboldened thing? The emboldened thing is this: every time your team wipes in a raid now, everybody on the team gets a bonus to healing power and damage done. So the more you wipe, the easier the encounter gets, and it'll stack 5 times. It's a very noticeable buff, and it really makes the content more than accessible. Elseworlds, none of the people I would want to play Guild Wars 2 Raids of Fractals with are actually into playing the game, so it's solo only for me. Yeah, no, Elseworlds, that's absolutely valid if that's, your situation. The other side of it is it's kind of easy to hook up with people in this game and meet you and stuff like that. Gil, I hear you. I feel I'm too much of a liability, not enough of an asset to the group when I raid. I think, Gail, it's easy to judge ourselves negatively. And the real solution to that is running Arc DPS. And stepping outside the bubble that this game places you in, and really knowing whether or not you're doing or not doing damage. Because I know I went into a pug raid on that rifle mechanist build that I've been talking about, and I was like, oh, I don't think I'm doing any damage. I feel like I'm futzing this up or whatever. And then I threw an arc up, and I'm like first place for DPS. So, I understand the fear of being a liability, though. That's not something that I really know how to mitigate for people. I think the only thing that you can do is find out whether or not you actually are a liability before you are afraid of being one. Because we're all a liability in group content at some point. I think that we all have to actually progress and learn how to play these things, or play better, or play video games in general better. And I think that having a good handle on exactly where you are going, whether or not you are, a liability, is a big one, because often we think we are when we aren't. Is where I'm going to go with that. You're not alone. No, don't feel badly. I put up that whatchamacallit a little while ago. I know this is not great visual content, guys. Sorry, at least I'll just zoom in on my tune or something. I put up that survey on the community section a while back, and got almost 700 people respond to it that hadn't done more than 5 strike missions, had done 0 or up to 5 strike missions. And what everybody said, not quote unquote everybody, but the vast majority of people said, was the reason they do not participate in this content is they are afraid of being a scrub. They're afraid of effing up. And I get that. I don't know how to overcome that, but it is something I'm giving a lot of thought to. It is something I'm giving a whole lot of thought to, actually. I really do like Guild Wars 2 though, ever since I picked it up in 2014, but I drop it but almost never uninstall it unless I have to because of a new Windows install. I have not played anything else but this in about 6 years. I've had a couple of periods where I fell in love with another game or two. I had a brief romance with Witcher 3. I had a little bit of Vampire Survivors on the side a little while ago, but yeah, no. I do get DPS, but where I consistently lead is in needing to be rezzed. Gail, I will put another idea in front of you on that front if it's something you might want to think about. Consider learning to play support. Consider learning to play support because support gets to wear some much more durable gear. In a lot of cases, maybe Harriers doesn't make you more affordable. Oh yeah, sorry, Caddy pointing out right now, Secret World, but another one I had on the side. But yeah, support gear in a lot of cases will allow you to be much more durable, and that can be a real way to not only contribute to the group at a high level, but to stay alive. Plague Doctor Scourge. Gail, I love Plague Doctor Scourge. And actually, Healing Scourge got buffed. Healing Scourge got buffed in the balance update. You can actually get some heal value out of the Horn, too. And I actually played it since then, but I really enjoy Plague Doctor Scourge. And if you ever need any help with that, you know where to find me. Elseworlds, I have a theory that a lot of MMOs attract players who fear failure, myself included. I've seen it in a lot of other MMORPGs I played. Elseworlds, my feeling on that is that every MMORPG should court not only you, but me and the high-end raider and the PvPer. A successful MMO needs to cater to us all. Right? It needs to cater to that person who just wants to go around and have like a chill experience. It needs to cater to me, that person who wants to, enjoy the exploration, but have a challenge. It needs to cater to that person who loves player versus player. It needs to cater to all of those people, and good ones do. Good ones absolutely do. This place feels like home. Yay for home. I love it. Going down, Harrier is hard to make. It is. Absolutely. You should totally join an easy IBS Easy 3 strike. Literally anyone can do them. That is also a really good idea, particularly these days. The reason why I got the next bounty up. The reason why I recommend the IBS strikes these days is being so very easy. Yes, Caddy has said it. We can do Easy 3 right now. Let's do that. Let's go do Easy 3. I will even grab my Plague Doctor Scourge to do this. Yes, let us go to Eye of the North and let us do the Easy 3 strikes. Let me grab my Scourge. The reason why is that the power creep and actually the ability creep, I think the player base has gotten a lot better. The game means that if you join any pug on Easy 3, you're getting hard carried these days. There's just no two ways about it. There's not a lot of error going on. And in fact, the biggest problems nowadays are things like people doing too much DPS on bears and bringing them out of balance, I think. Peter, I was new to raids less than a year ago. Hadn't touched fractals raids now. I did add infinitum, have legendary medium armor, and it's just getting started. Yeah, everybody's got to start somewhere. Do I have a video on Support Scourge? I do have a video on Support Scourge. There is a playlist of I wanted to say 3, but I believe it's only 2 videos now because I had to delist the Tempest video of support. This is not a meta support Scourge build. This is kind of my own little goofy hybrid. And it will, however, give you an idea how to play it. The better idea, if you want to play support Scourge, is to go and take a look at Mighty Teapots. Mighty Teapots is pretty much the Bible on support Scourge. But I have one that'll give you a good idea how to play it. And everybody. But Teapots is the one that you absolutely want to go to. Sleepy, welcome to the stream. Everyone should play Banner Warriors, ain't it? Being a Harvest Temple CM with 10. Okay. Well, Banner Warrior got deleted. It's sad. But I guess the damage is there, from what I'm understanding anyways. Okay, easy 3 strikes. Let me, if you are out there in the chat right now watching and would like to join us, you can squad join on me, Mayan Circus 1506, as soon as I create this squad and set it for raid mode. And we will wait here a couple of minutes to see if anybody just wants to join us. And after that, I will go ahead and list this as an LFG. Wait, Teapots. Okay. Mighty Teapot. Hello. Is this game full free? Thank you for the answer. The game is, when you say full free, I mean, it's free to play the base game. Absolutely. There are many, many hours of good stuff in this game for free. There's a lot, though, locked behind expansions. So you can play the actual base game for absolutely free. Get easy 20, 30 hours worth of solid entertainment out of that and get your idea on whether or not you want to put some money in it. Could do the same crap they nerfed Catalyst for. 3 Gunblades with full Berserkers, giving full quickness with banners. Yeah. That's possible. I hadn't heard about that. My head's been in the sand on this Mechanist. That's absolutely possible. And if that's possible, then they're just gonna nerf Warrior again. Oh my. Ronnie, you buy the game and never pay a subscription a month, if that's what you mean. That's another thing. Yeah, absolutely. It's not free to play. It's got a free trial, I think is the best way to put it. You need to buy bag space and bank slots along with many other gem store stuff. I don't buy bag slots. I've never bought a single bag slot, but yeah, bank slots you absolutely have to buy. And other gem store stuff. There are a couple of other absolutely needed gem store things. So we'll wait another couple of moments, and then we will just get up for the good old Easy 3 IBS memes. Bag slots are super nice, but you can get out. Yeah, I don't think bag slots are actually a good purchase. And just to give you an idea, like my bags is I got your starter 20 slot bag, and then everything else comes from World versus World, except for this one, which is an achievement, which I got. And I put the achievement on this one because I like this character to carry useless crap like the Crab Bedazzler or the Toy Stuffed Bear, her Rabbit's Foot collection. Easy 3. What does Easy 3 mean? Easy 3 is the first three Icebrood Saga strikes. So Easy 3 refers to Shiverpeak's Pass, Freynear of Jormag, and Voice and Claw of Jormag. So they are the absolute basic strike missions that launch. So the first one, which is Shiver Peaks Pass, came out with the first episode of Icebrood Saga, and then the next two came with the next episode of Icebrood Saga. So it is, the Icebrood Construct, the Freyner of Jormag, and then Voice and Claw. But all that can be farmed in game if you wish. Peter makes a point in that gems to gold exists. May not always be your best source, but if you are really struggling financially and don't mind grinding hard for it, you can absolutely buy the gem store currency with in-game gold. Absolutely. Ronnie, I owned a guild with 2 people just for bank access. Absolutely. Yummy Catsy, I bought a bag slot for my NG and Thief since those are on my main, but I stopped doing it after hubby said it's not a good purchase. Yummy, my issue with that is that, actually, you know what? Before I do anything else, I am just going to go ahead and list us in the LFG, and then we will get moving. Hero, let me just remember how to do this. Looking for groups, strike missions. I guess we can call it training, or just experienced. Yeah, we'll call it experienced. And we will go easy 3, all welcome. No, really. Everyone is welcome. Bring your Condi Reaper if you want. I don't care. See, I will advertise our group. Okay. Oh, well, look at me. I got to edit my group description because I said easy. There we go. This is your brain on drugs. Yummy, I'm going to be honest with you. I go back to Star Wars The Old Republic on that one. And I go back to Star Wars The Old Republic on that one because in SWTOR, anything you can buy like that, any kind of bag expansion or any kind of perk like that will also give you the ability to buy an account-wide unlock for about triple the price, which if you're playing more than 3 characters becomes a no-brainer and good money. No Condi Reaper. Oh, I love it. People are getting the joke. That makes me happy. Let me pull this off. I'm not actually sure did I put the right build on? Yeah, I did. Okay, so really when I get to this game and there's no like account-wide unlock option, I just nope out. I nope out immediately on all of it. And that's just me as a consumer. There are some points like I never bought a single bit of the build expansion systems, so the build templates or the gear templates. I just kept buying new character slots because I thought they were better value for my account. That's, neither here nor there. Candy corn bags for the win. Absolutely. Going down here, honestly, I just bought make new tunes when they go on sale. I just put stuff in them as use them as meals. Yeah, yummy. That's absolutely it. Like character slots are still better value for your account. And that was probably ANET doing it as dirty as they have done us since I started playing this game. There have been points when ANET has done us dirty, but ANET has never done us as dirty as the build template system. So, with that in mind, I just don't give them money for it. And that's kind of sad because I'm not sure there was anybody looking forward to that system more than me. Halloween festival, best festival of them all. I actually like Dragon Bash, so there we go. Is Harbinger in a good spot for endgame strikes and raids? I'm the wrong person to ask. Um, Oops, did I not? Okay, would have helped if I did that. Um, I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Where I have enjoyed Harbinger is in open world and a little bit in world versus world. Did we lose somebody? Okay, so let us relist in the looking for group. So bear with me here for a moment. Strike missions, experienced, advertise your group, advertise. Get a heal reaper. Yes, heal reaper, best reaper. Okay, so I have the one that only does key runs. Yeah, I have 10 billion. Just catching up. So sorry about that. Yeah, no, I don't have a good idea about Harbinger and strikes and raids. I mean, it's good damage. It's good damage. Run it in Vipers. I can't see it being bad. I can't see it being bad. Harbinger is fine. There you go. We had it free in Guild Wars 1. I mean, you have build storage free in Notepad, right? Festivals mean a major rework to be less repetitive. I don't think the point is to what you call it, is to be less repetitive. I think the point is them to just be this kind of on farm thing that we do on a regular basis, and that the devs don't need to kind of update too much. I'm surprised we get like a new weapons set with these things. I think it's extraordinarily high effort considering what most other games do. But, I can't get into it, but I get your point for that. But yeah. It could always be Diablo Immortal. Oh my. Let us go. Let us go, my friends. Okay. No, we don't need markers for this. So yeah, now there's my food and utility reminder because I'm paying no attention to anything. Mohammed, hi. Wanted to ask about a cheap rev build I can get started with to start making gold to craft my Ascended set. Mohammed, there is a build up on my channel. It is called Condi Renegade But Cheap. I believe I put that thing together for less than 10 gold off the TP only. And it is just a Condi shortbow rev, which is pretty fun, pretty impressive. Will do really anything you want to do while you're kind of building up your character. So that is kind of where I would go on that, to be honest with you. Yeah. That is the short answer. Other options these days, you could absolutely run Vindicator in some cheap Berserker's gear off the trading post, to be honest with you. That wouldn't be a problem. Hi, how are you doing? I'm not. I'm at the bottom. If you look, I'm bottom of the damage stack on Arc, and I'm not because I'm barely paying attention. To be honest with you, that's it. That is a very available Renegade build. Yeah, thank you, Gail. Thank you. Yeah, that one. That is the one I would go to if you want a cheap rev build to just farm up some gold on. Yeah. If you want Karma armor, check out the different cathedrals in Aura. Yeah, down on mobile and top top scourge. No, I'm totally down at the bottom. I'm barely doing my thing here on the heels, to be honest with you. But to do good damage on it, let me just be clear. To do good damage on it, the important thing are your torch and completing your scepter auto attack. Your scepter auto attack is absolutely going to be a big part of it. And then you get a lot of benefit off, of course, epidemic. So it's obviously not single target boss damage. and some people say, well, that damage doesn't count or whatever, but it's still significant damage, helps deals with ads, stuff like that. Hello, how do you think, which is the funnier profession? The funnier profession is absolutely engineer, because there is nothing like pulling, I see Cold War. What? I'm sorry, okay, somebody, never mind. The funnier profession is engineer, because you're just pulling all these wacky things out of your pocket. Sorry, I was just trying to catch up with something in the team chat there. I gotta get over that and just kind of give the stream chat full viability here. So this is anti-clockwise. What is this guy talking about? Who knows? Let's just go. Oh, this guy thinks we're running Bone Skinner or something. All right, let's just go in and kill this dude. So this is the second strike mission, which is Freyner of Jormag. The first strike mission, its goal is to teach you to stack on tank. And a little bit about phasing. This boss is a lot more about phasing, so let's get some heals on the people. There we go. So yeah, the point of this boss is to teach basic phasing in this kind of content. So the shroud themselves, so the little sand shroud dealies here, they do a fair bit of damage themselves too. So there we go. How do you keep 3 shades up all the time? I find it hard. I don't. On Support Scourge, I actually run Sans Savant and Harbinger Shroud off that. The reason I run Sans Savant is I think it's just a little bit better support capabilities. So you really only have to keep the one up. And it's the bigger one, so you get much more value out of that. I don't know why I'm running Epidemic right now and, just randomly firing off Plague Lands during a invuln phase. Good job. Good job. So yeah, I'm not, but then I'm also not paying a ton of attention to what I'm doing. Oh dear. Peter NG, because you got Flamethrower. Flamethrower is absolute great goodness. Let's get these people up. There we go. I'm gonna try that. Yeah, I mean, Sansavant is, if you're struggling with keeping all that stuff up, then Sansavant is absolutely the way to go. All right, my support capabilities are not what they should be right now. Sorry, guys. I'll have to concentrate during the next fight because it gets a little sketchy sometimes. Flamethrower Engineer is a blast. Flamethrower Engineer is still just stupid fun. Absolutely. But I try not to consider just how close Mechanist is to Flamethrower NG. Really, it's Flamethrower NG's gameplay, right? It's the same thing. It's pretty much just that same kind of press one, rifle Mechanist anyways. The Connie Mechanist and the Ham. I'm not saying the same thing about those. Saying pretty much the power rifle Mechanist plays a lot like Flamethrower NG. The funniest profession is obviously Ranger because nice. I love it. Yes, we love Mechanist. So much fun. Hey, Mechanist is probably like what Ranger should be. Power Mechanist is probably what Ranger should be. I'm just going to say that. It's probably how core Ranger should play. And that is all I will say about that. Asura Hollismith, most fun, absolutely. For straight up fun gameplay, you get your Selly build on your Asura Hollismith. That, my friends, is joy right there. Absolute joy. Mechanist is absolutely viable. Probably the most viable thing in the game right now, and versatile. Absolutely. How do we open that big chest in the Eye of the North? Do we need to do strikes or something? Yes, I'll explain to that as soon as we're done. I'll walk over that with you. Do excuse me if I go a little bit quiet on this one, because this one can go south if I don't do my job. So let us roll over here and all right. So for those of you who may not have done this one before, this is the last of Easy 3, and it is the bears. And the bears both have to die within seconds of each other, or they hard enrage. And the hard enrage is, well, it's no joke, to be honest with you. So me as the leader of this, I have to kind of keep an eye on where where their damage is and how much we're doing, etc. So that I'm calling the correct target here in a few moments. And that really is it. So I kind of have to be, oh, wow, we're almost ready to switch targets already. So we will give it a few more seconds. I'll spread those condies out onto his buddy. And now. So now we will switch over to the other target, just so that we're not bursting the one down and getting the enrage phase. Because the enrage phase is, well, it's nasty. It's no joke. It's no joke. So you can see their health bars on the white on the side there. So as long as everybody stays on target, we should be okay. But this is actually where the strikes start getting fun in terms of the mechanics, etc. There's a lot of good in strikes. Okay, we're almost ready. Getting very, very close. And now they're going to move over here. And we're getting all that ready to... So this one is going down here pretty quick. And now this one will be alive for just long enough to be painful. But as long as we burst them down. So there we go. And that's it. That is easy 3 strikes, my friends. If you have never done them, if you have, let me just say, GG Boyos TY for being beasts. And then I will quit the team and leave the squad. But if you've never done them, really at this point, it's super easy to just go in and do the training runs, etc. If you see training runs in the strikes section, go and do it. There really isn't any reason not to. You know, nobody's going to call you out for being in a strike training mission and not performing at the acceptable amount. And really, it's just the perfect time to kind of get your feet wet. The Vigil Emissary chest. This is how it works. Every or 5 of the pieces of content have a little unlock. Okay. And as you do them, you will get the ability to unlock. The more of these that you have open, the better the loot will be inside. So you've got one for 2 of the strikes that we've done here. You've got another one for Cold War. You've got one here for doing Forging Steel, which is like the little 10-man dungeon they added. And then there is one for doing Whisper of Jormag. So ideally on a given week, you want to go ahead and get all of these, and then that will maximize the loot you get. So that's kind of how that works. Absolutely. Not bad. Yeah, the flame on the floor on that is really rough, Ronnie. Really rough. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I missed the whole thing. I went to get my laundry. Well, that'll teach you for having clean clothes. Seriously. So that is it, my friends. I think I am going to call the stream there for our Saturday. As usual, I just want to thank you all very, very much for kind of hanging out here with me for the last little bit, and particularly through the technical difficulties we had earlier. Very cool of you all to kind of jump back in with it. Mechanist video this week, Power Rifle Mechanist video this week. And after that, probably the Ritualist Tempest build will probably get a video. Probably an open world Condi Virtuoso coming up, and the World versus stuff I've been World versus World stuff I've been promising for a bit. So thank you all very much for hanging out. I will also remind you to have fun in game and min-max your real lives. And I am so glad we took this moment.